Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Doing
All
a
clear
rookie
on pit exit. Push now. Okay,
MX-5
Jake.
race
We've
for
clocked
week
2. Laps
6.
to set
We
a
are
decent
here
time.
at the Charlotte Oval 2018 version. Going out for qualifying. Not feeling super confident with the pace compared to what the fastest guys are running, and I am car number 11 out of 12 in the split, so not sure how fast everybody's going to be. I didn't know if I'm actually near what everybody's running or not. Feel like I can get right around mid to low 133s or minute 33s. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to get to the 132s. Just have not been able to consistently put stuff together, and you can see I make mistakes like that where I get on the throttle too early coming out of corners and have to lift, and it costs me a ton of time because there's certain sections that are so much momentum based here that you need to run as well as you can through those. So just gonna try to do the best that I can. Try to put in a reasonable first qualifying lap, get something down, and then try to push on the second one, see if I can pick up anything, and probably just stay out, finish the timeout, and keep getting some practice. As we know from me with road racing, I can never have enough practice, so hopefully gonna try to keep it cleaner this time compared to last week's race. Hopefully going to have the pace to stay up at the front, but I'm certainly going to try to do my best to stay off everybody, and if I'm able to make any passes, make them as cleanly as possible. So clip the boost section there. I have to get out of it. That's going to kill the first lap. You can get away with clipping the red and white curbing there, but you cannot get the blue curbing that just shoots the car right to the right instantly. So first lap's not going to be very good. It's going to have to try to dig, improve it as much as possible, and then hopefully find some pace in the second lap to do something. Not going to throw away the first lap in terms of, just going crazy. Just going to try to drive it as best as I can and solidify some of these sections up, clean them up. You can see I kind of had to lift right there coming to the tire barrier. I cut in a little bit too late and got on the throttle a little too early, but not as bad as the warm-up lap, but still pretty bad. You can see that costs a lot of time, really. So far, the only blemish, though, is clipping that curb and that kill in the first sector. So, like I said, I feel like I'm decent in terms of 133s. I just don't know if that 133 is going to be decent overall. So, it's probably about 2.5 to 3 seconds off of, what the fastest guys are running, but still learning a lot, still very new to this, and trying to do my best to improve, so. Trying to get through this section as best as possible. Again, same thing, you can kind of get away with clipping the red and white curbing, but you really don't want to be on that blue curbing at all. Hopefully going to avoid the blue curbing, but this time push it out a little bit. Cost myself time. Hopefully it's not as much time as the last one. Probably slowing down too much in that section, but I'd rather do that than overshoot it and have issues. So far sitting on pole, but I'm sure that will be knocked out as guys turn in laps. Got in a little too slow there, but if I'm going to make a mistake, I would much rather go too slow than too fast into a corner. Hopefully going to be able to improve this lap. Try to set a better time so that way if guys are running that much quicker, I'll at least be a little bit closer to them, or give me a better idea of where I stand for the race. Chicane section I'm just struggling on. Just cannot get the entry right combined with the exit to get the pace off. You can see I almost drilled the inside wall there, able to save it. It's going to kill the momentum though through oval 3 and 4 coming to the final chicane, so hopefully I can get through that one as quickly as possible and not lose too much time, and at least better the lap, the previous lap by, a tenth or so. Came in a little too hot into that section, clipped a little too much curb, and actually ran a slower lap. So, fortunately, qualifying did not go the way that I want, although somehow still hanging on the pole. So, gonna try to run one last lap, see if I can get this first corner down. That just seems to be the one that's killing my lap times the most, honestly. So, gonna stay out, hopefully get 2 more shots or 1 more shot after this one at it. See if I can get this lap time to be in the 133s. Probably coming in a little too slow into that corner, but again, I'd rather be too slow than too fast. And then that corner is so huge, you got to set that one up well if you want a shot at a good lap, because that carries your momentum all the way through Oval 1 and 2, as well as the backstretch into the first chicane. And that's huge if you can keep that up, and it can also kill your lap if you blow it as well. Trying to get through there without clipping too much curbing, but holding it tight. Should get 1 more shot at turn 1 at least. That'll help me try to improve on that, as that still seems to be where I'm losing the most time in terms of each sector. You can see it was definitely a much better lap, about half a second faster than qualifying, so in the 133s with that one. And I still think I could pick up more time if I can improve this section right here. That time was able to get through that exactly how I wanted, so you can see how much faster it is. Trying to get a run through the infield section here. Don't think I'll be able to complete this lap, but I can at least feel a little bit better about the pace that I'm running. You can see how much of a difference nailing turn 1 has made to the overall lap time. About tenth and a half faster through this lap compared to the previous one, and you can see I was actually quicker in the first sector. This third sector so far has been the slowest for me. Gonna try to hit the chicane a little bit better. Probably got a little bit too early on the throttle coming through the second half of the chicane, but overall not bad.
Well done, mate.
Somehow able to hold on to the pole, only by about a 3/4 of a tenth or so, but glad that I was able to do that. Hopefully going to try to take advantage of that, see if I can get away. It looks like a pretty big time split between first and ninth, but first through fifth we're all pretty tight. We're all both in about 0.6 of a second or so, so that definitely can lead to anything happening. So I'm gonna let a couple guys get gridded up, and I will get the paints refreshed, as many people as I can. Nice to finally be on the pole again. It's been a little while since I've been able to do that in these cars. Hopefully I can finally put together a clean race. I'm sure I'll get past at some points, but if I can, keep pace with people and keep it clean, not make any mistakes, finally get some clean laps in as well. Gonna try to get paint schemes refreshed. I think they should all be up to date, but I'm gonna get them refreshed and make sure that we got the latest ones in there. Gonna get gridded up shortly. Waiting for these last 2 to refresh, and then I will jump in. Looks like we got some people that might be choosing to start in the pits. Gonna pull up session. Best lap. And yeah, have not done a standing start. I believe the only time, I think I might have run one rookie race here, but I'm pretty sure the only times I've run here has been in Simlab Production Car Challenge. So those are always rolling starts. So standing start is definitely going to be interesting here for sure.
The air temp is 78 Fahrenheit, 10 laps. Okay, Jake, be ready.
Gonna get ready to go.
Go, go, go.
Not the best start, but hopefully able to pull away from the 5. Gonna have the preferred line going into turn 1. Shouldn't have any issues with coming in too fast since we've not gotten a run. Good start to pull away. Looks like the 4th place qualifier was choosing to start from the pits where he missed gridding. Kind of get into the corner a little too fast. Overshoot 3 and 4 through there. Got guys running too wide behind us, kind of fanning out. It's time to just settle in and start clicking off some laps. Start hitting these corners how I know how to, instead of making mistakes and pushing too hard.
Good start, mate. Nice one.
At least able to have about a second lead right now. Draft definitely does come into play here. I think it's within about a second or so is when it seems like it has an effect. You can definitely get a good run down either the back stretch or the front stretch with the draft and gain on people. So hopefully I can just have the pace to stay away from everybody and avoid having them do that. Lost a ton of time there through the chicane. Actually not too bad, just about a 10th. But obviously don't want to lose any more time than I have to, so it doesn't feel pretty good. But gonna grind it out. Looks like we're spreading out through the top 3, about a second apart from each other, and then you got to battle for 3rd and 4th. So almost clip a little bit too much of the curving there, but not too bad. Able to pull out just a couple tenths from the previous chicane. So gap sits at about 1.3. Just time to not do dumb stuff like that. Just got on the throttle too early. And make sure to avoid that. Thankfully, no incident points, and don't think it should have really damaged the car. It's time to just start focusing on clicking off laps, as it seems like I got a pretty good gap. Now top 4 are all spread out about the same amount. Not sure why I hit the brakes there. Just having a brain fart. Thankfully, it doesn't cost me too much time. Did allow the 4 to pick up slightly, but not too bad. Still got a decent gap. Getting back out onto Oval 1. A little bit closer between the 5 and 8 for 3rd and 4th, but pretty good gaps both ways to the 4 and 2nd, as well as back to the 5 and 3rd. So feel like you know, unless the 4 really picks up a ton of pace, should have the ability to come away with a decent finish. 10 laps, so fairly short race here, which I guess is good because it's less time that I can screw up. So hopefully can take advantage of that and run pretty well. Trying to come through that chicane a little bit quicker. Still lost some time, but gap's down to about 0.9. So just need to keep it clean, hit turn 1. Still pushing out a little bit wide, but not bad. Just need to slow down, I think, a little bit more coming into the corner out of the front stretch. Picked up the throttle just a hair too early there, but still gaining time on the 4 compared to the start of the lap, so that's a good thing. Able to hit that section a little bit better. Still lost a little bit of time, but feel like we're at least keeping decent pace with the 4 if he's gaining on us, so should put me in a decent spot to stand a chance to hold on to the lead and come away with the win. Big gaps between the 5 and the 8 though, and the 4, so really it could just be potentially a battle for 1st and 2nd between the 2 of us, and not really involving anybody else, which would be nice, so that worst case, if I do happen to lose it, it's still a 2nd place finish. But I feel like I got such an advantage that, you know, starting on the pole, finally a chance to run some clean laps, decent pace, really want to try to take advantage of it, come away with a good finish, and feel like maybe I finally can think about moving up. I know I probably could have moved up before this. I just wanted to be able to start clicking off some decent races and feel like I have the ability to run clean, smooth with everybody else. Gained about 2/10 that lap or so. I feel like I've got a little more pace to pick up, so hopefully can try to pull away. You can see was able to get through turn 1, turn 2 a little bit better that time. Kind of push it out a little wide coming into turn 4. Still not too bad of a run down the infield section here. gonna brake a little bit sooner just to keep the car from getting too unsettled through this section so I don't run the risk of losing it.
Sector 1 is quick.
I feel like I've got such a good potential to get a win that I don't want to do anything to jeopardize it just by trying to pick up, you know, that extra half a tenth or a tenth. Ford's definitely got me in certain sections and different corners, but I feel like I've got pace on him in some other spots as well, so feels like overall we're about the same pace, and you could see based on qualifying times that was true as well. So this race is shaking up to be about what it should be, and did not expect as big of a gap between second, third, and fourth as what we're seeing, but hopefully I can try to stretch out the gap on the 4, not leave any chance that he could get by. He's clicking off fairly consistent laps for me, so pretty happy about that. Definitely got some spots to work on. Kind of get onto the corner a little bit too much, get the wall again. Thankfully no incident point, but still got to clean that section up. I think he had a problem though as I was able to pull away, so thankful that that time when I make a mistake he is not able to capitalize on it. Did not hit turn 4 very well there, so that does allow him to close up a little bit. Got slower traffic coming up, but probably a lap or so away from getting to them. Hopefully once I get to them I can just get by them as cleanly and easily as possible.
0.41 off the pace.
Again, trying to hit that exit out of the infield section to oval 1 as best as I can, try to get the momentum down the backstretch. I would feel like saying this is my race to win, or my race to lose, but, you know, obviously I've shown that I can make stupid mistakes all the time, so just gonna have to see what I can do about that. Gains a good amount of time that time through the chicane, so gap is now under a second. Doesn't make me feel the best, but I feel like I can try to clean it up and pull away maybe on the infield section, build that gap back up. Trying to get through this chicane a little better. He closes it up big time through there, so now it's down to 0.6, so got a lot of work left to do. Try to do a better job breaking through turn 1 there to not even put myself close to the wall. You can see I was able to open it up about a tenth or so. Got to do a better job of hitting turn 3 and 4. Push the car a little too wide there coming out of 4. Just need to wait a little bit longer to get on the throttle. Able to avoid the off track at least. Halfway done with the race as well. Let's say right now I feel like the race can't end fast enough. Good for me to drive under this pressure though. It's all going to be a good learning experience, and because there's such a big gap back to the 5 and 3rd, if I do make any mistakes, you know, in terms of overall finishing position, it's not too detrimental. Although it would be great to get the win as the 11 car. Kind of overshot the chicane a little bit, clip a bit too much of the curb. Looks like the 4 goes a little bit wide though, so kind of both make mistakes in different parts, and it kind of negates it. See if I can get the momentum. Looks like I was able to get a little bit better exit out of it though, so that's allowing me to extend the gap slightly. Still not too bad in terms of lap times, fairly consistent. Just gotta make sure that I hit this corner. This is by far the most important right now for me, being able to turn quick and consistent laps. I feel like the last 2 have been a lot better. You can see that by the delta as well. Just gotta clean up some of these other sections, as well as may not be able to run quite as fast depending on how the tire wear is. Good run that time out of turn 4. You can see really was able to open up the gap on the 4. Trying to see if I can get a little bit of a better lap this time. I see too if I can use the draft of the 7 to try to help that Gaps opened up a little bit on the 4 as well, so definitely feel like I have the pace to stay out in the front, and hopefully going to take advantage of that and bring home the win. Just slow down a little bit more through the chicane to make sure I don't get into the 7. Kind of clip the curb a little too much there, get a little too loose. It's definitely going to allow the 4 to close up. 7 stays high to let me by. Thank you to him. Super respectful, especially for a rookie race. Really appreciate that. 4 was able to close up a little bit, but gap's still pretty decent, so shouldn't be too much of a factor. Feel like I might have gotten a hair too much of the blue curve there, but not too bad overall. Again, gonna make sure that I slow down just enough through that section, stay off of the wall. Okay with giving up a little bit of time now just to keep running consistent.
The gap behind is now 1.4.
We're running about the same pace, so not too bad. 4 has not gotten to the 7 to get by him, so depending on where that happens, even if the 7 moves over to let him by, it could still slow the 4 down.
Sector 1 time's okay.
So I've still got the potential to open the gap up a little bit more. Gap's holding about constant. Doesn't seem like the 4 can get to the 7 yet, so if I can keep doing that, that'll help me keep this gap constant, if not open it up a little bit. Shouldn't have any more lap traffic to deal with for the rest of the race. Coming a little too late to the chicane, a little too hot. Overall, not too bad. The 7 just loses it through the chicane, so the 4 is able to get by with no problem, but we are able to open up the gap. Unless there's a wreck or anything up in front, I don't see why we should be reaching the 3 or the 12 before the end of the race, with coming to the line to get 2 to go this time, so should be able to just run clean the rest of the way. I clipped the curb a little too much, stayed on the throttle, sent me out into the wall in the front stretch.
Come on,
Thankfully,
Jake.
it doesn't seem like it hurts me too much.
We can win this. Sector 3 time is fast.
Definitely feel like it is my race to lose. Seems like there might have been some contact between the 4 and the 7. We'll have to take a look at that after the race and see if that's actually what happened or not. I did not happen to see that all of a sudden. I just saw the 7 going way wide, slamming into the wall, coming out of the chicane, so not sure what happened there. We've pulled away big time from the 4, so no pressure at all. Looks like the 2 has made a move up towards the front. He's now in 4th, trying to close down on the 5. Not sure how quick that gap is closing to know if he'll have enough time to be able to do that before the end of the race. But
2/10 off the pace.
I clipped too much of the curb, get a little too loose there. Gonna give some time back to the 4. Thankfully, with that gap that I have, though, not going to cause too many problems. Just hurts the pride and the lap time right now. Gotta make sure I stay off the curb a little bit more than that to keep the car from getting too unsettled. Coming into the chicane, I come out to get the white flag and try to keep this lap as clean as possible.
Come on, Jake.
Bring it home with a win.
Keep it together. We'll win
Get too
this.
much of the blue curb, had to lift off.
1:34.50.
Sadly, the lap time actually wasn't too bad by that. Not as bad as some of them at the start, but just got to back it down. Got such a gap, there's no reason to run that hard. Kind of overshoot coming out of turn 3, so that hurts turn 4. I guess there's the possibility we could get to the back of the 3, although I don't see any reason for me to push it, try to get there. Just going to keep running my laps until we get close to him, and then I may back it off a little bit. Big thing I feel like is if I can get as close to that tire barrier coming out, as well as clip the edge of the yellow line coming out, that puts me in a decent spot to get a run out of the infield section into oval 1 without either pushing too wide or, you know, killing the momentum on the inside. So Get through the chicane decently. Let's see if we can get around the 3. We got no real reason to do it because we've got a 5-second gap over the 4, but if he's going to move over and let me have it, I will gladly take that. Just waiting to see him in the rearview mirror so I know I can take my normal line through the chicane. We are able to see him. And going to come across the line to pick up the win. Nice to finally have put together a decent race. Still made some stupid mistakes clipping the wall a couple times, but nice to get a good race in. Feel like we had a decent pace and able to bring it home where we started in first, which is a great result for being car number 11 as well. So let's go take a look at what happened with the 7. Actually, we will start on me, just get the laps going. I want to see what happened there. Alright, let's pull up that and see what happened. Bring this down, fast forward to it. Sorry about the delay. Alright, so that's where the 7 let me by. So I had no problems getting by him. Alright, so here's where it happens. This should be good to watch. Alright, so he's coming in. Brakes about the normal spot. I think the 4 honestly just came in too hot. That's what it looks like to me. And then just the 7 was taking the line and the 4 just came in too hot and drilled him. So I can understand the frustration of the 7. Let's look at that from the 4's perspective. Funny thing is he's saying that the blue flags were shown for the 7, but the blue flags technically just give them the alert. It does not mean you absolutely have to move. So, you know, I hate when people deal with that. I guess the 4 did brake it where I had been braking. He just tried to turn and brake at the same time and lost and got right into him. So, still think that one's going to be on the 4 personally, rather than the 7, but it's hard to say. I don't think the 7 really slowed down too much more than was expected, but the 4 might have wanted to wait for a slightly better opportunity to do that. I think if he would have broke a little bit sooner, could have possibly gotten through the chicane, gotten out of it a little better, and tried to pull around the 7. But also probably should have seen the 7 move over for me coming out of the chicane the last time and understood that he was probably going to be respectful and give him a good bit of space. So I don't know. I think I'll put that more on the 4. You can let me know. Feel free to leave comments. Let me know what you think your analysis of that was. And in the meantime, let's go check out the results. Hopefully, should finally be something positive to show both on the iRating and safety rating perspective. You can see that was a 1396 strength of field, so compared to my iRating, pretty strong, but overall not super strong. 9 splits out of 31, so just about the bottom end of the top third in terms of splits. Again, was able to qualify on the pole, lead all 10 laps, had the fastest lap as well. Looks like that was fastest lap by about just under a tenth and a half over the 4. So really 4 and I were first and second fastest cars on the track. So able to gain 92 in iRating gets me up to 1457, as well as 0.21 on the safety rating gets me up to 2.45. Shouldn't be too far from getting that next 0.4 bump, which will be nice to keep progressing up and trying to get there. Feel like I finally drove a clean one, so feel free to let me know if you guys want to continue me seeing rookie MX-5 races. I don't mind running those, or if you want to see something like SimLab Production Car Challenge, Advanced MX-5, anything like that. I'm open to whatever. Just trying to do as much road racing as I can to help the oval side when I run stock cars, even though these aren't the same thing and you drive them a little bit different. It's still a lot of the techniques translate since I know so little. So And it's honestly, it is a lot of fun to run when you get a clean group of guys. I would say this race actually felt pretty clean overall, at least from what I could see. Obviously, we had people that had issues, but it was a pretty good start, pretty respectful overall. So I'm pretty happy with that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Feel free to leave comments about the analysis with the contact between the 4 and the 7, as well as anything else. Or just love to hear from you guys in general. And until the next race, stay tuned for more. Hopefully, all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.